Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All Things Middle-earth here with a guide on Radagast the Brown, how you should scale him, what equipment you should put on him, and what he's going to be most useful for. All that coming up in just one moment. All right, everyone, just like the intro said, we were looking at Radagast the Brown today. We were lucky enough to pull him in our stream yesterday. I'll link that up in the top right if you want to look at that. But we did pull Radagast, and we do have him at Respect 2. So we're just going to get into his kit, what I think he's going to be best used for, what I'm going to use him for right now until I get his Respect up, and what items you could use with him to kind of bolster his abilities that he has. So number one, he has the support tag. So his focus is increased by 25. He also has the +5 skill points. So he's getting more skill points and more focus at level 20. So we have that unlocked, and he has the heal tag as well. Like I mentioned, he is at Respect 2 out of 25, so we've got a long road to go to get him maxed out on his Respect. He does take the Windlord feathers, so whenever you have those, you can just keep getting his Respect up if you've unlocked him, or you can try and unlock him the long way, which eventually people will start doing with Tier 3 commanders, but it's going to be a while, I feel like. Next thing, we can look at his base stats here. You can see that his focus and his speed are very high. His focus is a base value of 2.26 per level, while his speed is at 2.0 even, and his might is at 0.73 per level. So he's really focused on the focus and also has a very good amount of speed with that as well. So with that focus, we're going to see a lot of his abilities be bolstered by extra focus. So I would suggest putting items on him that all increase his focus. So everything I have on him, except for the sword, I'm still working on that, does increase his focus, and I think that's going to be the best thing for him. So here, this Worn Out Smoking Pipe gives him extra focus. It also gives him sustain for healing, which is going to be really important. So focus and any kind of healing or damage mitigation or reduction, those things are going to be great. We've got extra focus and army HP here, as well as Hysteria. I think that could be interesting, so we're going to try that out. Then we have kind of a lot of stuff here, might, focus, and speed, but then the additional boost for focus there. And like I said, the sword, I'm not crazy about it, but it's not going to hurt. So I might switch that around, but that's what I've got on there for now. So that's the items for Radagast. Now let's get into the interesting part. Let's get into his skills here. If you have just unlocked him, more than likely, you probably have him at Respect, not 3 or 5, unless you pulled him and have gotten a lot of feathers, or you've just gone really, really crazy on the whaling, which more power to you. Hopefully he is enjoyable at those higher Respect levels, but we'll get into what I think he'll be best used for once you get him up a little bit higher. But starting out, he has the Brown, and for the first 2 rounds, all allied units receive 16% less damage, which is modified by the focus stat. Again, the more focus he has, the more powerful these abilities are going to be, so extra focus there. He also gains a chance, they gain a chance of recovering 26% HP, also modified by the focus stat. So that is, again, just healing and damage reduction, and also extra defense when that is maxed out. So just making your units stay healed up and just be a little bit more tanky there. So these are both the adjacent abilities to that, Pacifism and Haven. They both reduce damage. This one reduces damage that allied and enemy units deal, so it kind of just makes everyone deal less damage. I think he's going to be used for kind of timing out armies, making those armies take a longer time to get through whatever troops he has with him. So just kind of making everybody slow down, kind of even out the playing field a little bit. And then the Haven is going to, for allied units that are going to receive less damage, physical damage, by 2% starting out, going up there. So I definitely think these will have their uses, but I'm starting out with just the Brown and going into Wizard up here next. But if I don't get into Respect 3 before that, I'll obviously start going into those. But we're just doing the Brown to start out with to get that extra defense and also the healing and damage reduction there. So that is the Brown. Next is Wizard. It is round 1 against 2 enemy targets, inflict stun, defense down for 3 rounds starting out. It's a defense negative 50 defense when it's maxed out. So I have 1 level until that's maxed out. But again, you're starting out on round 1, stunning those 2 enemy targets for 2 turns. So you're going to start off, just on a very good foot with your troops staying healed up, most of the enemy troops stunned, and you also get an extra 15 focus here from this being maxed out. So once I max that out, again, that extra focus is going to help these do better. So you get the picture. We're just getting this guy to be just really, really focused out. Pipeweed Connoisseur, I don't typically like this ability, but I actually think just the extra focus, even though you lose might, is going to be worth it on him. So as soon as I can, I'm going to go into this as well, just so it starts getting crazy. And you'll see once we get to the R3 abilities how ridiculous he is going to be. I think he's going to be really hard to deal with. If you get him level 50 and put some tanky units with him, he is going to be a pain in the butt. Next, we have Surge. This is one of the only like actual attack abilities he has. It deals 21.4 focus damage twice, modified by the focus stat, and each separate attack chooses a different target. So he's going to attack 2 different targets. And again, once you get that upgraded and have your focus pretty high, that's probably not going to be a bad ability either, but it's not going to be where I think he's going to shine. So that'll probably be backseat for me if I do get to Respect 3, as we'll see in a second. So moving to the Respect 3, he has Healer, allied units, recovery received plus 2%. So I believe this just means any recovery that happens with any of his abilities or anything, it just increases that recovery by 2%. We'll see how this plays out once I get it unlocked at R3. But regardless, recovery received is plus 2%. And at the max effect is an additional 2 HP for your army. So that is very, very good. And then this is where it's going to start getting crazy with the focus. 2 allied targets recover 11.7% HP, modified by the focus stat, and they remove 1 MD buff. So really similar to Dwalin, and then Relief. This is one Dwalin does have, Dwalin and Ori and all those guys. Allied units with the highest defense recover 32.5 HP, modified by the focus stat. So you're seeing where we're going with this. This guy is going to be a crazy healing tank who has such high focus. It's going to be hard to take him down. So those are going to be the main focus, is getting him as much focus as possible and allowing him to just take out or time out armies that are coming in to attack and maybe siege either your settlements or just when you're trying to take care of your different control points on the map. So that is where I think he's going to be most used for a while. And then we move to R5, and it gets really interesting because he has some synergy with Eagles, with Bird Tamer. So Eagles have plus 8 speed during combat. Again, this is at the base level of 0 out of 15, so that's going to increase quite a bit. Once this is maxed out, Eagles gain stun immunity, which is huge because a lot of evil commanders have stun effects. Obviously, you're not always going to be fighting evil commanders, but a lot of evil commanders, and I mean, a lot of commanders have stun effects, but specifically evil commanders, I feel like they have a lot of stun. So having Eagles immune to stun is going to be very good, and they're going to be fast. Then you go up here to Beast Training. Beasts recover 14.2% HP per round, every single round. That's going to be insane. And then March speed plus 3% starting out. March speed's probably not as important, but depending on what you're using him for, you're going to have some really fast Eagles, and they're going to be able to get places really, really quickly because they're already super fast. So if you just send just Eagles with him, they're basically going to get all of the effects are going to go to the Eagles. Anything that has to choose between, who it goes to, 2 allied targets. If you just bring Eagles, it's always going to hit them. Obviously, you could bring something else too if you like. But with Eagles, with some of these things he has here, if you sent Radagast with a full army of Eagles, he is going to be, I feel like, nearly impossible to take out without sending in some really, really powerful commanders several times. So again, that's a quick overview of Radagast. Once I have him at higher respect levels, I may make update videos or at least pin comments down below of how these different skills are working out as we get him. I know it may be a while before a lot of people have tier 3 commanders like Radagast, but you can start planning and looking, and maybe you can see a commander you like this and decide you want to put that on your wish list in the Matham exchange area to prioritize getting these a little bit more if you think Radagast is a type of commander you want to go to depending on how you like to play the game. So again, that's Radagast. That's everything I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider following me here on YouTube and over on Twitch as well, which is linked in the description. And I'll see you all in the next video.